What's up, family? Welcome back to Behind the Soul Sign, where we discuss all the lovely things behind the soul sign. My name is Shani Levine, and today, man, we're having a great discussion centered around personal development and self-awareness. Right now, it's the end of the year, as you know, and we're walking into 2026. And before we even get to talking about our goals and our vision and our affirmations, you know, it's very important that we take the time to talk about one of the most important things, which a lot of people don't talk about, which is that inner work. So, as you know, when it comes to the end of the year and we get to planning and doing all of these things, and we start focusing on money and we start focusing on success and relationships and lifestyles, one of the main things we need to focus on is how do we sustain it? How do we become the people who not only get the things, but is able to keep the things? And to have this conversation, man, it was important to me to have someone on who I truly admire, who I think is really dope. And reason being is because she's so young. However, she has the courage to constantly reflect on herself, to become better in this world. And that's extremely admirable. So I want to bring on our lovely guest today for the evening, my intelligent, beautiful Leo sister. What's up, Vershae?
Hi, Shani. Thank you for having me, and thank you for those kind words.
Yeah.
You're too sweet.
Yeah, I mean it. Thank you for coming. I know
Of course.
you are extremely busy. It's a busy season, not for everybody. You know, we're in December. It's the fourth quarter of the year.
Yes.
And listen, you guys, she has 5 people under contract right now for homes right now. And it's December, which is typically the slowest month of the year. So for you to still take time out of your busy day, we have holiday dinners and galas.
All type of holiday stuff going on. But this is a priority to me.
Yes.
We always have really great conversations, and I'm so
Yes.
proud of Behind the Soul Sign and what you're doing. So I wouldn't be any other place but here.
Yes, I know that's right. Come on. See, this is why you're my Leo sister. You know how to gas somebody, okay?
It's all true, all true.
This is what you do. No, it was important. I definitely wanted to have you on because with this conversation, and me and you definitely speak about this quite often, but even like right now, speaking of you having 5 deals under contract, this is one of the best years that you have had in real estate. Like, it's really remarkable, and you're setting records and trends. But I have to ask you, Vershae, like, have you always been this person that reflected and just grew to be better all the time? Like, has this always been you?
I would say yes, but I haven't always acted on it, if that makes sense. You know, sometimes you do get a point in your life where you know you're doing wrong. You know, like, I should not be doing this. I should not be with this person. I should not be in this place. I deserve better. I can do better. Turn the TV off. Put the snacks down.
Yeah.
So there's been times where I've had those, those recollections, but I didn't necessarily act on it.
Okay.
And now that's the season that I'm in, is when you do have that thought, why not be a better person and actually do the things
To do the thing.
to be a better
So not
person.
just leave it as a thought.
Yes.
I need to do something about
Yes,
it.
implement. Absolutely.
So how did you see yourself then before personal development?
I would say I saw myself as kind of like just a wild card. I'm still like that.
Okay.
Let's not get it twisted. But more so just kind of like a live every day as it goes sort of thing. No calendar. I can't believe I have a calendar now. Like, I was literally like, okay, what are we doing today? Just jump up, get up, you know? And that kind of led to me finding out certain things that I felt like were good for me, certain things that weren't, and being able to kind of, switch from that.
Okay. Yeah. So when you speak about like wild card, because I'm trying to think when I think about wild, is that Uno? Is that the wild card?
Yes.
Okay.
For people that actually know how to play the real Uno, yes.
I'm going to make a lot of people upset with that one.
Everybody always have their different rules.
There's so many different rules depending on who you play with.
You play with me, we're playing by the actual rules.
Okay. So the rules of the wild card, that one we can really guess how this one moves. Is that how that goes?
Exactly. You throw the wild card out, and whatever the person that threw it out, whatever they call, that's what it is. That's what happens. No reneging, no take backs.
So no, the wild card is definitely something I probably was dealing out quite a bit with my own self. So I get that. So when we think about like who you were before, and I'm not for sure what that wild card actually looked like. So okay, yes, you may have a calendar and stuff now, but when we say the wild card, what does that mean in Vershae world?
Ooh, okay. Specifically?
I
We here, so we might as well talk about it. Wild card for Vershae, what that used to look like. A lot of drinking. A lot of drinking. Not even just a lot of drinking, but a lot of abuse of alcohol.
Okay.
A lot of that was going on. A lot of procrastination. I love a good series. I love a good movie, a good documentary. I love TikTok. So, I will sit in that bed and I will watch all the things. That's like a wild card because who does that?
Yeah.
A lot of stuff like that. Unhealthy relationships with the opposite sex. Unhealthy relationships with the same sex. A lot of friendships that did not serve me that I needed to let go. Literally wild card, just being wild.
Yeah. Okay. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. A lot of us can relate to that. Thank you for sharing that. So when you think about like society standards and their expectations, when we talk about, bad relationships with alcohol, bad relationships with the opposite sex, bad relationship with friends and things of that sort, is there anything from your old version that made you think, okay, I'm not qualified to be the woman who I am today? So like with all the things you've done in the past, who you were before, like is there any part of that made you feel like who you are today, you weren't qualified to be?
Like back then I wasn't qualified and now I am.
Yeah, like you are, like you're qualified to be who you are now. Like who you are now, I could imagine the person who was this wild card could not have even fathomed.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like I've always growing up and even through, high school, college, I always knew that there's a promise there on my life. And that's just an ordained feeling that I've always had, but it's always been a question mark there. It's like, okay, but what is that thing?
Yeah.
Who is that person? Who am I going to be? What impact am I going to have? Never really could put those pieces together until about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Is when I'm like, okay, so this is why I'm here. This is the type of impact I can leave. This is the type of information I can provide. This is the type of feeling that I can give to other people. Yeah.
So I kind of want to hear about that. What was the moment? What was the moment that said, you know what? I need to change my life. I need to change.
I feel like I had a moment this morning. The moments will keep happening, and they will keep happening.
Very true.
The first moment that I can kind of remember, 2019.
Okay.
I went to MATC to pursue my real estate degree, and that
because she has a degree. It's a difference because we can get our license. Some people actually get degrees in real estate.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, I have an Associates of Applied Science in Real Estate emphasis from the Milwaukee Area Technical College. So, yes, when I joined that program, I did it not in a selfish, manner at all, but I did not do it with the intention to sell real estate. I did it with the intention of kind of having access to the MLS and wanting to be an investor myself. And wanting to just pretty much have access to a lot of that information through the license. But as I went to school more, I started meeting different professionals in the industry. And I'm like, you know what, I could actually do this.
Yes.
And I feel like that is one of the moments that you speak to, going back to your original question, is that was a moment where it was like, I don't have to do something the way that I thought it was going to be done if other things come to light within that process. So while I was in school, I was like, I can actually do this. I can sell, I can network, I can, and still be myself and make a living out of it and create a name for myself. So in 2019, that was kind of like when that light switch flicked on for me.
Okay, so that was the moment of change. So was there anything from like your past that made you think, I don't know if this is for me? I don't know if I'm qualified to do this role or to sell real estate? Or did you always feel like confident that this was something you could do? Because that happens too.
Yeah, I felt pretty confident.
Yeah.
I'm a confident person,
Yes.
all in all. So I do feel like if there's a little drop of, hey, I want to do this, I feel like I can do it. Because who's gonna tell me I can't do it?
Yeah.
So
Outside of me, right?
Right. So
Outside of ourselves.
that's how, right, outside of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But originally I wanted to be a physician.
Really?
So I wanted to go, well, I was in school for biology.
Okay.
I wanted to be a physician / chemist. I wanted to change the world with medicine.
What?
And that was like a big dream and goal of mine for a long time.
Lord, we could have seen Vershae on Married to Medicine.
Yeah, exactly that. I love me some Married to Medicine.
Really?
Girl.
Okay.
Yes.
I got to catch up. I see some of the stuff. I don't know what's going on. I don't watch the show, but I know what's going on.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. It's some drama on that show. Yes, I wanted to be an OBGYN specifically.
Really?
So, yep.
Okay. I know you spoke earlier in regards to being a wild card and alcohol, like being an overconsumer of alcohol.
Mhm.
I like to hear like what made you realize alcohol was holding you back?
Whew. It kind of goes back to what I said before, where it's like you see those signs
Okay.
and you are your biggest like pacifier, like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, that happened, but it would have happened anyways. Just because you was drunk don't mean
Yeah.
that's why it happened.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you were in this situation or you're put in this predicament. It's like you keep creating excuses for yourself. So I was doing that for a very long time. And once I started to see myself using alcohol as a crutch, that's when I was like, okay, I can't be dependent upon this drug because that's exactly what it is, and it will tarnish everything else around you. So the biggest moment since my sobriety was the past birthday that I had.
Okay.
This past summer. I don't even really remember the birthday. Which is funny now, right? That you can like look back on it and laugh and stuff. But I mean, that was the whole week going crazy. So by the time that week ended, I felt like I had alcohol poisoning. Like the way that I felt, I could not even get out the bed. Like I couldn't even go to the bathroom. I couldn't make myself a cup of water. Like I was crippled in my bed from drinking every day for 7 days straight. And obviously that's abuse, right? And that doesn't mean you should stop drinking because you had this. But the reason why that 7-day time frame happened is because I got too comfortable.
With drinking.
Exactly.
Yeah,
too
with
comfortable.
drinking. You know, that's a great point, right? Because we sometimes and kudos to you for your sobriety journey. Because how long have you been sober now?
It is going on 6 months.
6 months.
Yes.
A half a year is insane.
6 months.
Could you ever imagine that?
No, honestly, because I'm also a bartender.
Okay.
Right? So part-time, I do bartend.
Yeah.
And I saw an old friend of mine the other day, and they were like, oh, so you're sober now. You must have stopped bartending. And I'm like, no, I'm still a bartender.
Yeah.
Like, the tips still get made. But you have to put yourself in those uncomfortable situations, in those uncomfortable environments, because you told yourself that you're going to be sober. So why does you being at a bar change what you told yourself?
Right.
So that was just a challenge of mine. So yes, I'm still bartending. I'm still, you know, in that life. And it created another sense of strength for me that I can pour up 10 shots and I'm making these drinks and, you know, and people ask me all the time, can I get you a drink? Can I get you a drink? I'll take a ginger beer.
Yeah.
You know, I'll take a water, a lemonade.
Yes.
So that's my new life.
That's beautiful, and that really speaks a lot to like just making a decision, right? Because you, even though you're bartending, you have to sit there and make a decision. And I kind of just want to go back to the fact that you said, you know, for 7 days straight, you know, I was drinking alcohol, and although, hey, other people may do that, you speaking to the audience or whatever the case may be, and you may not feel like, hey, I need to make that change, right? And I think when it comes to sobriety and it comes to becoming sober and also being an alcoholic or alcoholism, a lot of times we think it should look one way.
Right.
And the reality of it is alcoholism or the abuse of alcohol is simply how does the individual feel when they're at home,
Yes.
when no one's around, whether I had one drink or 10.
I agree with
Right?
that. I agree with that.
So yeah, we don't have to make those changes. We don't have to be, on the corner asking for change
Okay.
to decide like, oh, I need to stop drinking. We don't have to make it all the way there.
Right, right.
We can make that change simply when it doesn't feel good anymore.
That's the part when it doesn't feel good, because
Yeah.
I feel like and that's with anything. When you're in a toxic relationship, when you ain't paid 3 debt collectors, what's going on in your
Yes,
life. So
yes.
it's just a matter of if you're going to be oblivious to it, or if you're going to take your own life by the reins and do the thing.
Well, you just got to do the thing.
Do the thing.
I'm right with you, Vershae. When I decided to, quit the alcohol, it was a decision, and it was, and I knew. And although, like, you stopped this past 6 months, and people will look at you like, man, you're so powerful. You're working at a bar, you're bartending, you're around alcohol every day, and you still have the strength, like, wow, to just stop cold turkey.
Right.
But I think what people fail to realize is, like, this is a struggle, this is a journey, right? And it wasn't just one day. There's been little thoughts and signs in the back of our head that we've constantly decided to compromise with.
Yes.
And it took a while before we decided, you know what, this is it. This is a decision that we want to make. So kudos to you. I think that's remarkable.
Thank you. And kudos to you, because how long has it been for your sobriety?
By the time this comes out, it'll be 2 years.
2 years. Can we get a hand clap for that, please?
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you. And I could have never imagined 2 years. I couldn't imagine.
That went fast.
I mean, I can't believe it. It's remarkable. And I do want to talk about that, because we definitely live in a culture where, and we live in Wisconsin. Let's start there.
Drink
Wisconsin.
Wisconsinably, literally.
That's the thing, right?
Yes.
Drink Wisconsinably. And we live in a place where alcohol is the focal point, beer. I mean, this is just, man.
It's everywhere.
What Milwaukee Brewers, like, we're
literally.
Okay. This is our focal point. So alcohol and drinking comes with our existence here.
Yeah.
So I want to say, like, in regards to sobriety, how has it affected your dating life? How has it affected your friendships? How has it affected your energy? Like, what's changed?
Well, that's a great question. I can't really speak to the dating part.
Okay.
Because while I am single,
Okay.
ready to mingle, I have not really been dating, honestly.
Okay.
I got out of a really long relationship, a very invested relationship. I can speak to how alcohol tarnished that relationship, which was, I'm not proud of, but it's life. You live and you learn. Now that I am sober, though, moving into like friendships and even work scenes, you'll go to a networking event or a holiday party, and they're like, "Yep, here's 5 drink tickets." And I went to the bar at the last holiday party with my little ticket. Can I have a ginger beer mixed with lemonade? Oh, we don't take tickets for those. I'm like, you don't take my ticket. Like, my ticket counts. So it's just a matter of kind of like, I feel like I've been more creative during my sobriety journey.
Great.
More creative, more active too in things that I'm doing, like working out 4 days a week.
Go crazy.
Going to yoga once a week. Making sure that I actually get sleep, because I'm not kicking it out late night for no reason, So a lot of those things have changed for me. Just being able to kind of think outside the box and not follow the norm.
Yeah.
I've always kind of been like that. When I was in middle school, I used to call other people zombies, because I felt like a lot of things that other people did, they just kind of went along with it.
Yeah.
Like when Nicki Minaj first came out with the pink hair and calling herself a barb, everybody was calling themselves a barb. I'm so like, y'all really zombies. So I just feel like, I'm okay with standing alone in that, standing alone. And I'm not alone, because I have other sober sisters standing next to me.
I love that, sober sisters.
Cheering me on, sober sisters.
Yes. We definitely rooting for you. And like, it's a lot of people who want to take that road to sobriety. And and even just speaking about your energy in regards to like the alcohol. And I think a lot of people don't realize just the psychology of it, and how it your nervous system is constantly irregulated
Yes.
and you're up. Even if you go to sleep, you're not having good rest because of
Yes.
the alcohol. So for you to have the energy now to go to work out 4 times a freaking week, which by the
Girl.
way, you have already transformed.
Well, thank you.
I mean, I don't know how we can do like a side by side
Please,
ever,
no.
but she has transformed, which is really remarkable. And even from the yoga, I think you be doing Pilates. You spend like October doing 31 days of physical fitness.
Yes.
Went crazy, and
which was so fun, girl. That month was so fun. I went swimming. I did kickboxing. I did aerial yoga, pole dancing. Like again, thinking outside the box, right? Being creative, just doing things. And I'll tell you what, Shawnee, I want to touch on this. When it does come to alcohol, one thing that I learned right after being sober is the societal norm that's placed on us, specifically Americans, the relation to celebration and drinking, right? Every time we have a celebratory event or every time we have an accomplishment or we do something right in life, we want to buy a bottle. We want to take some shots. We want to turn up, right? And I mean, it was just placed in us from young. Seeing our parents, grandparents drink when they have stuff going on, watching stuff on TV. It's a party, they're drinking, So I think that was the biggest part to me, was kind of removing that from it and creating my own realistic ideas of alcohol and actually what it does in real life, and not just the fact, because no one shows the Hangover on TV.
Hangover, man. And then when they show it, they create the movie and it's all a joke, right?
And it's all a joke.
It's all a joke, but really, and I like to call it anxiety, right? Where the next day I'm replaying everything that I said and trying to remember what I did, feeling embarrassed for stuff that I can't connect, right? And that part in itself is like, okay, everyone had a good time. I'm scared to reach out to people. I'm scared to look at my phone.
Because what did I do? What did I say?
What did I? And we be talking crazy.
Listen, the very last situation that I had with alcohol, I made a fool out of myself, a complete fool out of myself. And I'm proud of the fact that I can sit here and say that today, but it's just not becoming of who I am now or who I want to be in the future. And that's not to say, I do want to be very clear, that's not to say I will never have a drink ever again in my entire life. Like I'm sober in perpetuity, but you know when you need to let certain stuff go. And when it feels right again, it'll feel right again.
And it'll feel right again. Yeah, man, them hangovers, no, people don't talk about that part. It's just, everything's just always such a good
Everything's
time.
a joke to everybody.
Everything's a joke. And it's so serious. And and we talk about like how celebrating all the time. And when you constantly doing great things, there's always a reason to celebrate. And you just keep drinking. And then we need to drink because we had a bad day. Then I got to drink because I don't feel too good.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I got to drink because I passed the test. I got to drink because I failed the test. So it's just
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
It's just, you just need to drink. And just getting rid of associating ourselves with that concept of reality. There's other things to do. There's other great ways to enjoy ourselves, and you actually can feel very, very good about yourself. I'm telling you. Why do you think a lot of people are scared to face themselves in regards to anything that it is?
It's not pretty. It's not fun. It's not glamorous. It's not cute. It's not easy to do, to actually like sit down with yourself and be like, what am I doing wrong? But it's also important to highlight what you're doing right as well. Give yourself both sides of the spectrum. But at the end of the day, focus on what you're doing wrong, because that's the part that's going to allow you to be a better person, fixing those things. And it's hard. It took me a long time to understand about, like, specifically about the alcohol. It took me a long time to understand, like, this is not it for you right now. Like, it's stumping your growth. So if that's what you want and you just don't want to grow, then go get some Hennessy right now with a Coke on the side. But if you want to grow and you're actually serious about owning property in multiple states, being licensed in multiple states, having a family, being married, having children, having your siblings look up to you, if you're serious about that, you might want to go get a bottle of water. So I think that's why, because it's hard. Yeah. It's just hard to do.
And it's scary, right? Like facing yourself is not an easy thing. I think when people talk about you know, self-care or self-reflection, you know, it can always look pretty. But that's the hard work is what really changes you. That internal work, that internal honesty, and the courage to test what's on the other side. Because even when it comes to like the sobriety in regards to alcohol, what's scary is that we know only alcohol. We don't know how we show up in the world sober. We don't know if we're still cool. We don't know if we're still fun. We don't know if we still got the swag on the dance floor without the alcohol. So it's scary to show up as just yourself and what that may look like. So yeah, I think whatever it may be, facing that it can be scary, and people just probably just don't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean the unknown is always it's the unknown. So there's going to be some fear there, but God does not give the emotion of fear. So if you feel that, it really doesn't exist. To me, and that's something that I've been learning. Is that fear doesn't really exist. It's a self-evoked emotion that you can dead just as fast as it comes up. You can dead it right there.
A self-evoked emotion.
Yes, absolutely. So anytime I feel scared, like today I was a little anxious because, you know, I'm sitting down with Miss Levine. So I was a little anxious, but I'm like, there is no fear. There, you know, just do your thing.
That's the true freedom, as Nina Simone would say.
Yes.
True freedom is no fear. I have a question for you, because as you know, people try to become better, and it can be difficult. And I love you for this. As you know, on top of so many other dope things about you, one of the things that make you really dope is your willingness to read constantly. Like always picking up a book, always have something to reference, always adding something to your cart. And I'm an avid book reader, and I think that changes people's lives. So I do want to ask you, you know, what is something that you have read in regards to personal development or anything that has changed your life or helped with you?
Well, a book that I read this year. The Let Them Theory. By Mel Robbins.
I heard a lot.
I know, yes. A lot of people have heard of it. It's super viral, but you got to actually read it. It's a big book, but it is so good. It's so good. And that's the book that stands out to me the most when you ask me that question, because I was able to apply it to so many different areas of my life, family, intimately, you know, romantically, with professionally, with work. Like there's just so many different realms of your life that you can apply it to. And I do feel like it's making me a lighter person. Being able to apply the methods that she speaks about in that book is like, it just makes you lighter. It makes you kind of just more confident, walking in your purpose. And yeah, like let them. Like just let them.
Man, I'm gonna have to pick this book up. I mean, I'm just hearing.
I'm surprised you haven't read it yet.
I haven't got to it yet. So maybe that's gonna be a 2026 for me. Because it's been life changing for the people who have read it. And Mel Robbins she's a great speaker and stuff too. So I'm curious to see some of the takeaways I'm gonna get from that baby.
Yes, it's really good. The premise of the book is basically to focus on yourself.
Yeah.
And outside opinions, outside noise, all of the stuff, it matters to a certain degree. It cannot affect the way you feel about yourself. It cannot affect the way you move, the food you put on your table, the money you put in your account.
Yes.
The other people don't have anything to do with that. That's all you. So let them do them and let you do you.
And do you, boo-boo.
Do you, boo-boo.
That's the book you gotta write. Do you, boo-boo.
I do want to write a book. That's one of my long-term goals is to write my own self-help book and to write my own memoir. Because I've been through some things.
I want to read it.
You'll read both?
Read it. Heck yeah.
Okay.
Heck yeah. I mean, I've learned stuff about you already. Just sitting in this session, like, oh wait, I didn't know that. No, that's a great book. A book for me that changed honestly the entire way that I walk, move, and everything. Honestly, was when I read the autobiography of Malcolm X. And again, right, you got to read it. You know,
Right, you have to read
can't just
it.
have it on the shelf and read quotes.
Right.
So the same with Let Them Theory, right? Like you have to actually read the book. But the reason that book resonated with me so much and the reason it was so life changing is because Malcolm X's story is so beautiful in the sense that to me his story is a story about transformation. It's a story about someone who did not have it all together, someone who did not live in a purpose and wanted better for themselves or for the people around them, and who would a lot of people probably would have threw away,
Right.
you know, because of who he was. So that and his willingness to take his time and to read, right? Constantly reading, to understand the world, to understand himself, to enhance his vocabulary, like, and to become a different person. So that was my first time seeing or reading and taking in someone doing that. And the beauty of the autobiography of Malcolm X is, you know, we don't got about 3-4 different Malcolms, you know, because we got Malcolm Little, we have Malcolm X. He died as L. Malik Shabazz. So I say that to say, just like with you asking your question, like, okay, what is something that changed you, or you like something changed me today?
Yeah,
you know?
you're constantly reinventing yourself.
Constantly reinventing
Wow.
and evolving.
And you know what? I got that. I haven't read the book. I might have to add that to my list. But I get that from the movie.
Yes. Yes.
You know, that Denzel did amazing.
Yes.
Him and Spike Lee did an amazing job with. But I get that from the movie, just watching his life play out the way that it did. And I'm sure the book is 1,000 times better. But you can tell that he was serious about the change he wanted to see in himself, not about what this person has to say or how they think I should be or what they think I should do. It's like, no, what do I want to see for myself? And let me actually implement that and do the things.
And do the things.
That should be the title of this episode.
Do
the things.
Okay, question for you, because obviously we know personal life, we know getting into the gym, you know, doing the things outside of work, but I'm curious to know, how have self-awareness and personal development changed you in business?
Ooh. You know what the biggest part, when you ask me that, what I think of?
What?
Is some great advice that I got probably about 3 to 4 years ago.
Okay.
From my lovely auntie, if you're watching, love you. And she told me to just be yourself. It's 2 words. It sounds so simple, but it takes work to actually be intentional about being yourself.
It does.
Because we, especially as Black women, we do a lot of cleaning up for other people. We do a lot of masking to be able to protect other people. That's just what it is. So when you show up yourself and you do that unapologetically, in the professional realm, it allows you to create the narrative for your workspace, for your clientele, for your, the way that you handle your work, your transaction workload, all of that stuff. Because when you work with me, you get me. And that's the reason why I went into real estate, is because I own my own business. I'm an entrepreneur. I have the right to say it costs this, or this is how we do this, or you know what I mean? So I take pride in that. And I would never want to have that type of responsibility and do it with somebody else's download in the back of my head. Like, no, let me do it the way I want to do it. Let me be myself. And if it works for you, great. You're going to have an amazing time over here, I promise. But if it doesn't work for you, that's fine. And I'm not boo-hooing over business, because I want people to work with me that actually want to work with me, because I'm myself. So I think that's the main thing for business, is just be yourself.
So you're saying, like, so with being yourself and your personal development, you have grown to a magnitude that you are attracting what is actually for you. Because not being yourself could mean that we are going to attract a lot of chaos.
Yeah,
Because
and then you won't know how to manage it, because it wasn't for you to begin with.
It wasn't for you.
So now you got Joe Schmo over here trying to tell you how to run your business, because you're trying to attract things that may or may not be for you. So yeah, I lead with that in all realms, but especially in business. I lead with being just being myself. And it's less of a headache.
Yes.
You know, I'm not trying to answer the phone. Hello, Vershae the realtor. How can I help you? Like, I'm not on that. Like, hey, good morning. How you doing today? Girl, it's cold.
Right.
You know, like I'm me. I
Yeah.
can't shy away from that.
Right. And that's how you do great in the business.
Yeah, that's how
right?
you've done amazing. I'm picking up pointers from you.
You know, when I answer that call, I tell y'all gonna get me.
You gonna get the real you.
You're gonna get me because, you know, the thing about entrepreneurship or you running your own business, you know, you are this all day and every day, right? And if there's ever a part of you where you can't be that, that's how people get depressed.
Right.
And I think a lot, even coming into real estate, coming to this industry, especially as Black real estate professionals, we think that we have to become or be something that's not who we are,
yeah.
and not the core of who, you know, who we are. Yes, basically. And I think that has been always just a major focus, that the way you are is okay. Of course, there are areas in which we want to grow and need to be better and do things, you know, better at. However, the core of who you are does not need to change.
No, it's important.
It's important because what they say, when you're depressed, that's what you're doing. You're depressing. You've been pressing down who you are.
Just pushing it down further down.
Yes.
And I mean, it's okay, right? It's okay to be able to realize that, but then just make the adjustments, because we weren't even supposed to be in these seats to begin with. We were not supposed to be realtors.
Yes.
What is that,
Let's
right?
talk about it.
So the fact that we were not even supposed to be in that seat allows us to be able to create what we want the seat to look like, because it wasn't ours to begin with, right? We took that one. So let's do it our way.
Yes,
let's do it our way, right?
And you can create that 100%. I agree. I agree. What personal habits has changed or created you to have such a great production like this year?
You think I got good production?
Girl, this is the best year. You snapped.
Yes, every year has been. I just celebrated 5 years in real estate, and every year has been getting better and better each year. I'm really proud of that. I think, well, systems, number one, and being serious about the systems.
Okay.
Like having a system in place and actually applying it and respecting the system that you have, not just allowing it to sit, you know, at the wayside. I feel like that's a big part of it, because a lot of my clientele are first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
I work with probably 80 to 90% of first-time home buyers.
Got you. Okay.
You know, so that's a lot of teaching. It's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of therapy sessions, honestly. Like, talk to me. How are you feeling? I had a call today. She was like, I don't know if I could do this, and I was like talking them through it, you know, and then again, putting those systems in place to where after this one phone call, just because you're not ready this year doesn't mean I'm never going to call you again.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't mean that you're not going to hear from me again. It doesn't mean that your goal should just get swept under the rug.
Right.
But when I have those systems, I'm allowed to be able to reach back out to those clients, know, you know, when was the last time I spoke to them? What did we speak about? What resources did I provide them the last time? Did they utilize the resources? Because that's also lets me know how serious you are about your own future. And just being able to kind of decipher through that way. So I would say systems is like one of the main points. And then number two, I think a big part of it is just my personal life. Like getting my personal life in check allowed me to open up space to, like, first of all, see where my business could go, because there was a point where I was like, I don't know if I could even do this many units for real, or if I can even reach this type of volume, or if I should even be selling in this type of neighborhood, you know? But when you change your own life, all of that just, like, you feel lighter. It's just like, how come I can't? How come I can't? Who's going to tell me I can't? So, yeah, that was a big part too. Just like personally letting go of a lot of bias that I already had on myself.
Right. So it sounds like you were able to gain a lot more clarity.
Yes.
A lot more clarity this year. And I love that for you, because when we all can have systems and stuff in our businesses, and we want to actually utilize them and do the things, but it's hard to create that habit to do the things that we put in place if we don't have clarity, if we don't have energy, and if we're not, doing the things.
Doing the things.
So I do definitely think that is beautiful. And when you talk about helping first-time home buyers, like 90%, that is a lot of education. That is a lot of therapy sessions. I'm not even going to hold you. So you're actually doing a lot of work outside of opening doors.
Yes.
That's that I don't think people realize that. And to do that heavy emotional and mental lifting, it takes for you to be grounded in your purpose. So I want to know, how does Vershae stay grounded in her purpose when life is life? I always got to ask this.
Right. Life do be life, don't it?
Yeah.
I feel like, why did we just start saying that? We should have been saying that in 2012.
Yeah. 1800.
Okay. No, so how do I ground myself when life lives? My family.
Yeah, okay, yes.
They are a big part of my everyday life. Like, I talk to at least one member of my family on an everyday basis.
Okay.
They're like amazingly supportive. Whatever I'm doing, wherever I'm at, whatever I got going on, like, how can I help? If I can't be there, I can send this, I can do this. And then, like, we just have a good old natural time. Like, we love a good kiki, we love a good movie, we love a good, my mom got a theater planned in a couple weeks that we're going to, like a theater show. So we do things. We get out, we have fun. So yeah, I would say family number one. They definitely keep me grounded.
Yes.
And number two is my God.
It's what?
My God.
Oh yes, amen.
Amen.
Yes.
I get up and praise right now, but it's not that type of party.
I mean,
but yeah.
It's always that type of party.
But anyways, yeah, staying strong in my faith.
In your faith
is important, and that can be for anybody, no matter what God you believe in. I do think that having faith is important, because if you don't have that, you will lose sight of everything, because what is keeping you grounded if you're uncertain about things.
Yeah.
I have the type of faith that I know it's going to work out.
Right. Yes.
This building, I don't even want to. This building can in flames right now. We gonna make it out. You know, that's the type of faith that I have. So I feel like that does really keep me grounded, that I thank God every day that I woke up, that I, appreciate and am grateful for everything that I have, grateful that I could put gas in my car, grateful that I can give back to people that aren't as fortunate as me. So like, that faith is a big one. So yeah, I would definitely say faith and family, they keep me grounded.
Yes, I know the people wish you were on the Titanic with them.
No,
this was going down, but we getting up out of here.
Don't get me started, because Jack ain't even have to die.
No, we already know.
She said 1, 2, 3, release him.
We'll start the blowing and release.
She's actually bogus for that. She let that man die.
Sitting there
that could have been my man.
It was the fact that she knew them cameras was coming around, and she told him, Jack.
Right.
Jack, you know he dead. He been dead for the past 2 hours.
Now you're trying to start you trying to have a scene. That is funny. Okay. But yeah, no, I feel that way. No. Like, I feel like whatever is sick, because I've been proven right this whole time. I'm still here.
You have no reason to not
I'm still here, and I definitely could not be. So the fact that we're still here means that, the faith is there.
Yeah, so faith, God, and family.
Yes.
That keeps you grounded when life tests you.
That keeps me grounded. And let me add a little last one.
Yeah.
Solitude.
Ooh. Man, that's my jam.
Solitude.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see. Where my camera at? Stay by yourself. Be alone. Go to dinner alone. Watch a movie alone at the theaters. Go to the movie theaters alone. It's okay. No one cares. No one is watching you from across the room like, dang, she by herself. No one cares. That solitude is so important, and it's something that I feel like grounds me, because I am comfortable with it. It's not something where it's like, oh, I don't want to go here by myself because I'm, like overthinking and all that. It's like I'm comfortable with it. That grounds me because I feel like if you can be alone, you a strong person.
Yes.
And I haven't always been like that. I was the girl that was always in a relationship, or the girl that was always around a friend group that probably wasn't even really her friends, but it's like you're your own best friend. You're your own person. So why not spend that time with yourself? Girl, I talk to myself.
Yeah.
I read out loud to myself. I like what? We here.
Yeah.
I love me. So why
Right.
not take myself on a date?
Yes.
Like, I deserve it.
Yes.
So yeah,
I'm
solitude.
with the solitude piece. Like, to me, that's very important because most importantly, that solitude allows you to sit still. It quiets everything around you.
Yeah.
So that's why like those mornings are so protected for me. Those, my Sundays, or even as when we, take solo vacations.
Yes.
Let me get a moment to know who I am. And I think that's another reason too, because the noise can become so loud in our head. So people don't want to be alone, because then you're going to have to face those things that's going to cause you to be self-aware, and they're going to actually cause you to develop who you are.
Yes.
So I agree with you. Solitude is a game changer.
It's a game changer.
It's definitely necessary, and it help you when life tests you.
Yes.
100%.
I would definitely encourage anyone watching this to do one thing solo.
Yes.
Before I don't know, I don't want to put on time on it, but just do one thing solo.
Yes.
Rather if it's going out to eat, going to the movies, going to a coffee shop by yourself. Like you said, having a morning by yourself.
Yes.
Like, it is definitely a game changer.
Yes, man. And I know we constantly bring up like things like we should do. Right? When come to New Year, we're gonna do this.
Right. Them
do
New Year
this.
resolutions.
Oh man. However, I think a lot of us changing and becoming great people is that removal process. Is like taking one thing away.
I just got chills. This year was the year of the snake.
Okay.
2025 was the year of the snake.
Okay.
So for a lot of people, it was a year of shedding.
Yes.
A year of removal, to your point. A year of, I got to get this out of here. I can't do this no more. So.
Yeah. Removing,
It's
take
important.
some stuff off. Have that as a goal. Vershae, if anyone listening to your story and listening to you today, because you have some great insights, some great life lessons, and this still isn't even half of the story of who you are.
Yeah.
And y'all gonna have to wait for the memoir for that one. But you have one heck of a testimony. But if there's any takeaway that you would like for people to have from your story, what would that be?
Ooh, that is a multi-layered question. The first thing that comes to mind is that the story is ever changing. It's never ending. It's going to continue. I want people to understand that where you're at right now is not the end all be all. It's not the end all be all. Things will change. Things will either get better or get worse, but things change. You're not sitting in today, and today is just the page 1 and page 200. Like, that's not it, So I think that's my biggest thing. I have pivoted so much in my life to where I feel like whatever anyone out there, whatever you want to do, you can do it. You just have to be serious about it. You have to do the things. And you have to really take care of the responsibility. I think that's another part too, because when I tell myself something, I don't bail on myself. If I'm gonna lie to myself, then I'll fall for anything. That doesn't even, that doesn't make sense to me. It's like, for instance, with the October month that I had.
Yes.
I dedicated myself every 31 days, physical activity every day. I could have stopped day 16 if I wanted to. Nobody would have ever knew. Nobody would ever knew.
Right.
But you make a promise to yourself, and if you want to be ever changing, ever evolving, you have to be serious about it. So that's the main thing that I would say, is that your story is not over, and there's so much more ahead.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much for that, Vershae.
course.
You are absolutely amazing. And I know people are going to walk away with something from this and also with the courage, as I stated at the beginning of this, to look on the other side and become something different. Just to take that chance and to know, like, however you are today is not how you have to end.
Absolutely.
I forgot who said this, but it was a young lady when she said, we come out looking like our parents, but we leave looking like our decisions.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's a major one, and we want that for all of you guys. So this would not be advantageous if we did not touch on real estate for a minute. Very quickly, we just want to talk about the market. We are at the end of 2025 going into 2026, and right now, to be honest with you guys, it is, as always, a great time to buy if you are able to. But I say that in a very serious way, that in the Midwest here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the appreciation of homes has went up between 5 to 7%. That's a huge margin right now. So the value of homes and the appreciation is continuously happening. Right now, we actually have I think interest rates are like at 6.1%, which is the lowest it's been in like 2 years, which is a great opportunity to either jump in to refinance or to jump in to buy. And with that being said, when we talk about self-awareness or we talk about personal development, a lot with real estate is in order to attain real estate, you're going to have to change your mindset and change who you are. And we kind of want to talk about that because there are quite a few people who is looking to jump into real estate, whether that's becoming investors or becoming first-time home buyers. And I actually want to ask Vershae if there was like any type of advice on brand with the conversation for first-time home buyers on how to prepare themselves to buy a home in 2026. What type of advice would you give?
Okay, my first piece of advice would be to utilize your resources.
Yes.
I do feel that there are a lot of people right now with that goal, right, to become a homeowner. And right now, today, in their email, in their text message inbox, in their DMs, is somebody willing to help them. There's some type of information there, whether if it's a credit builder coach or whether if it's someone like you and I just wanting to sit down, have a conversation, go over the options. Start there. Start with what you have. You may have people in your family that can help you do certain things to get you a certain place. Friends, you got 5,000 Facebook friends.
Somebody on there.
Somebody on there can help you. So I would say utilize your resources. Number one. Number two is be for real about your finances.
BFF.
BFF. About your finances, because you could want the house in Menominee Falls, the 6-bed, 3-bath, 3-car garage, and you can have it. Don't get me wrong, you can, but you have to be for real about your finances. You have to know what income you're bringing in, what debt you're dishing out, what debt is unnecessary debt that don't even gotta be debt for real. You could just go away with it and move forward with your life. Be for real about your finances. It's really important. That's something that I had to do myself in pursuing, my own home ownership journey, is be for real about my finances. Cut out certain stuff. That doesn't mean that I can never have a Dash Pass for DoorDash again in my life. It just means that for the next year, I need to stop dashing. I need to buy some stamps, go cook.
Yes.
Like change your situation. Change the things that you're doing. So yes, I said buy stamps. Yeah, people don't buy stamps no more. Stop spending $200 at Carson's. Their food is not even that good, and go home and cook. You're saving $150 right there. Put the $150 up. You save $150 each month for the next 12 months. That's a pretty decent down payment subscription, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I think. I think people should just have to be for real and utilize their resources.
Yeah. If you want to do something, let's get for real. Most importantly, let's take a look at it. Like we're not finna buy a house. We're not going to attain the things by just thinking about it.
Right.
We're going to have to do the things.
Do the things.
And we're going to have to do the things. So yeah, taking a look at your credit, taking a look at your finances, take a look at the bank account. And honestly, and we can go back to the day when we used to drinking, kicking it. Man, I was not going to look at that bank account the next day because I don't know what it is.
You scared to look at it.
You get on alcohol, you
I
have
done
a few
bought the
shots.
whole bar shots.
I don't even know y'all. And you know, so but doing that is going to encourage you to really take a look at your finances and also your mentality and your mindset and why you're doing the things that you're doing. So I agree. If you want to buy a home in 2026, maybe you need accountability partners. Maybe you need to have a conversation with some different folks in regards to why I can't be for real.
And can I touch on something, Shawnee? Because in today's day and age, you can even just go straight to ChatGPT. Tell them how much debt you have. Go to Credit Karma. I know Credit Karma is but you got to start somewhere. Go to Credit Karma. Calculate all the debt you have, all the loans you have, and then take your last tax return. What income did you have? Take the debt, the income, put it in ChatGPT. Tell them to create a budget for you. Tell them the type of house you want, and it'll be all right there. Then you speak to one of us. Hey, I've been following this budget plan from ChatGPT for the last 4 or 5 months. I have this amount saved. My credit is now here because I done paid off some debt. I'm ready to sit down and go over my options. And then we can put a timeline together of exactly when we can get you those keys and you can hold up that soul sign. Because that's what you really want to do. You just really want to hold up that soul sign. But of course, you want your kids to have a nice, stable home in the beautiful city of Milwaukee. So yeah, do the things.
I agree. You know, I read this book last year. This time last year, it was a book I read called Rest is Resistance. And in that book, she was speaking about rest and how it's necessary for us to take time to ourselves and relax and, you know, not consume so much of the world. Now, you know how you read a book and a book is long, but it can just be one nugget that you took from it. So one of the nuggets that actually changed my 2025 was she stated, like, you know, not being on social media. Now, obviously, we're in a career where it's very difficult and the world is constantly changing to where we need to be on social media because social media is our commercials, right? So we have to be online. But she stated that, like, some of us are in business and it's hard to separate ourselves in social media and still be successful. So she recommended, like, hey, you don't have to go absent on social media for a whole year or a whole month, but what's wrong with taking a day? So I said, that's very true. I could take one day. One day. And this year alone, just on Sundays, you know, I just removed social media from even being a thing. So, and I have to say, like, I actually get to rest because I'm not seeing other thoughts, people opinions, horrible things that's happening in the world. I'm not being consumed on that day. So when we talk about, like, just resting and isolation, like, it's a real thing, like removing, like, social media to a certain aspect, you know what I'm saying? And I know, like, we live in this age where social media is everything, but I think the overconsumption of it creates a lot on our awareness and who we are, because we constantly are putting ourselves up against things that is not real. So it's very hard for people to get for real when they're seeing a whole lot of things that aren't real.
And, especially with this AI stuff.
Don't get me started on the AI stuff. Like,
girl,
because I would go crazy. Because it doesn't allow you to really, like, like, for an example, they did this whole little, like, psychology thing on social media and, like, children using Snapchat, right? And how, and it's actually a country right now, I think, is it Canada or China? Probably China, because they be doing stuff more fast in regards to, like, you have to be a certain age to even, like, go online or on the internet now. And the reason being, bringing it back to Snapchat, they were doing a study on, like, teenage and middle school girls and them using Snapchat filters, right? And now, mind you, these children, they're 10, 11 years old, and you're beautiful, you're a little girl, but it created an idea of how their face should look, and they did not like their face. And
Wow, yeah.
it created more of like not loving yourself and not the insecurities and stuff. So it's going to be a lot to have to deal with and to change and maneuver with this AI. So when I'm seeing people doing things and it's like that's not you, but we can do the work to look like that.
In real life, right?
You know, and it's just a couple of gym sessions, drinking a
I feel
little
like
bit more water.
AI is the new plastic surgery. Like it's the new BBL. Cause who said you ain't never seen me in person?
Yeah.
You can't tell me this ain't my booty. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I think it's creating and this is crazy because that's a new perspective that you just provided about younger kids and the filters, right? Because they probably are overusing those filters and not having the same self-awareness because I mean like I feel like our generation, or at least my generation, was in the social media, but we also had a time where we didn't have social media. I remember AOL, dial-up. You know, I remember you can't be on the phone because the computer got to boot up. You know, I remember those times. I remember playing My Scene and DisneyChannel.com. You know what I mean? Before everything's on your phone now, and now you have these apps. So I feel like, yes, removing yourself from that is really important, especially in our industry.
Yes, to help.
That's something that I need to still work on.
Yeah, and it's definitely it's a challenge. It's a challenge, and you know, even just starting with like just the first thing in the morning, like not grabbing your phone and immediately logging on to that Instagram or whatever the case may be, because we should take that moment in regards to solitude to have and to see your own thoughts first.
Yeah.
And that's going to help us very much get to who we need to be in this world and how to grow. It's just a lot of noise. And although there may not be any sound, we're just having a lot of noise. We're surrounded with too much overstimulation in our lives that hinders us from being where we want to be in this world. So that's a tidbit.
Yeah, no, we're on the same page with that. And I commend you on taking that one day out the week because that is probably and it's on a Sunday, so that's a good refresh.
Yeah.
One thing that I did do this year, I took a trip and I didn't put anything on social media. And I wasn't even on social media during the trip either.
Whoa.
So that was fun.
Okay,
I usually do that like once a year.
That is...
Yeah, I went to Miami.
Okay. You
this
was in
past
Miami.
July.
And we ain't see it on social media or nothing.
Nope, I didn't post no picture. I took plenty pictures and stuff, but I refrained from scrolling on social. I wanted to enjoy my family, of course, enjoy the time. I'm not a Florida fan, so I really wanted to like embrace, you know, what was going on, with the things that we had planned. And then it was just like, there comes a certain point because also I do want to give a tip for those who are in our industry that have two separate social accounts. That can be a lot. So I do think sometimes like the stress and the overthinking and the doom scrolling, it can come from, I feel like I gotta be over here, then I gotta be over there, then I gotta go to Facebook, then I gotta go see what TikTok talking about. Like, try to consolidate.
Yeah.
So when I started real estate, I created a whole new Instagram page and I said, you're gonna get personal and business on this one page.
Yeah.
Because if you're an entrepreneur, it should bleed through you anyways.
Right.
So that's why, exactly. Right. So shameless plug at Vershae the Realtor. And you'll see personal, you'll see business, you'll see family, you'll see what I want you to see.
Right.
But it's easier that way instead of like, okay, well, I gotta post this on my business page, then I gotta go to my personal page and show them I'm having a good time. Then I gotta convert people from this page to this, you know, like just try to consolidate and make it simpler on yourself.
That goes back to you saying showing up as yourself.
Yes.
Yes, and being comfortable with who you are.
Yes.
Because you should be able to show up on that same page as both people because they're both you.
They're both you. And you know what? Some people are ashamed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Some people that are in not just real estate, any entrepreneurial endeavor, some people are ashamed that they maybe aren't doing the numbers that they want to do or that they see other people doing. They don't even want to post their own business. It's your business.
Right.
So why are you ashamed of shedding light on the fact that you own your own business, shedding light on the fact that you actually want clients, you want customers. You should be embracing that. So I think that's kind of where the stigma comes from, because it's like, I want to show that I'm popping, but I also want to show that I got a business and, you know, I can do business too. But it's like, you know, just merge the two together and be yourself.
And be yourself.
And the followers that come are going to come because they F with you.
Yes.
And you shouldn't want nobody on your page outside of that reason
anyways. The heck?
Okay. Message.
Yes. Okay, speaking of being like truly who you are and yourself in business, like how necessary do you think it is to be like your authentic self and to show up as exactly who you are?
I honestly think it's your bread and butter.
You think so? Okay.
I think so. I mean, if you're a good person, right? Like if you're an asshole, you don't want to show up as an asshole, and you shouldn't want to be like that anyway.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I show up in every room exactly who you see today. And I feel like that's important. That's the bread and butter, because that's your brand. You know, you
are your brand.
You are your brand. So the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you speak. And I had to learn this because I'm a person that I'm in my head a lot. I'm an overthinker. And I'm a moody MFer, you know? So I can get really moody. And I've had moments where I would come in certain spaces and I would be in certain environments, and I wasn't even proud of the way that I was presenting myself. And if you're not proud of that, it's a reflection of your business. So I feel like when you step in certain spaces, and even the way you present yourself online, the way you speak, like all of those things, it's your bread and butter, because it ties right back around to your business, you know? So I think that's, especially for us.
Yes.
And I hate to, well, I don't hate to be like that, but
to be like that. We like that.
We're like that. It gets like that over here. Like for us, it's gonna be what it is. Yes, you're gonna see me in January with braids, in March with an afro, because I'm me. Like I'm not about to, I have to be a certain way it looks and do this and don't say this, don't say that. Like, no, I asked my buyer the other day, is it roof or roof? She was like, girl, you tell me. I was like, sometimes I say roof, sometimes I say roof.
Gala, gala.
Which one is it? You know, but it's like, be personable.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Yeah. Be a human. Don't, in the age of so many zombies, right? And all the AI and the technology, we need that human interaction. We need to know that there's a person up under there.
Right,
you know?
right. This can't be duplicated.
Right, it can't be duplicated.
It's a tricky thing, because when you think about being authentic, right, and you can show up as who you are, right, and sometimes, especially being Black professionals in any business, we mistake Blackness, certain things that's attributed to being Black, as being unprofessional. So when we talk about the way we wear our hair and things like that, like that's not it, right?
Right.
The things that are unprofessional, did I cuss you out? You know what I'm saying? Am I disrespecting you? Or whatever the case may be, but we can show up as our authentic self for sure. I do think, however, there is a thin line between, the internet does not need to see everything.
Say it one more time. They didn't hear you. They didn't hear you. They didn't hear you.
There's a thin line to where the internet does not have to see everything. And I know we want to be our authentic selves and show up as who we are, but you know, everyone does not need to see that you used the bathroom this morning. You know what I'm saying? Like
I will unfollow you.
Yes, we don't have to show everything. And not only that, like everyone is not deserving of that as well.
Yes.
Like, you know, it's a difference between being yourself. For an example, like if you get some emails from me, sometimes in the email I'm like, period. I know that's right. Like that's how I talk, right? And that's how I speak. But I'm not going to talk to you in the email how I may speak with my best friend after we just saw something crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole level.
It's
levels to the being authentic.
Yes.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
But that, you know what? That ties right back around to just showing up like as you, because in the solitude piece.
Yeah.
Because when you have solitude, you understand that, right? If you have a day of not posting and don't feel anxiety about it or don't feel weird about it, then you already know some things need to be posted, some things don't, right? Like the thing with the trip. I could have been like, yeah, we in Miami, we on the yacht, we at this place, having a good time, bikini, all this stuff. But it's I know it happened.
You know you happened.
You know?
Man, I love that. I love like, so I'm like, oh yeah, I did this. They're like, you did this? And oh like, yeah, here's it's in my phone. Oh, I didn't even see it online. No, I'm telling you right now.
Right. It doesn't need to be a public service announcement of your life. And that's how you keep the intimate moments intimate. That's how you leave illusion for people. Like we were talking about dating earlier. Well, we weren't talking about it really, but with the whole dating scene, that's why I'm not dating. It's because everybody I feel like that is interested in me. I know your whole life story just from looking at, yo, I should have known you got into it with your baby mama last month. I should have known you did all these things and you're like, it's too public.
Yes.
And that lets me know that as soon as something happened between you and me, you're going to go public.
And that's you being too authentic.
And then, hey, I might have to blacklist. That's not gonna be good.
Done. That's going to be done. But to your point though, like if there are certain parts of ourselves that, like to that point, right, where I'm online and I'm, you know, blasting people and doing all of those things, that's not a part of like, oh, I should be able to show myself. That's a part that we need to work on.
Yeah.
Because then also, why are we doing that? Even when we talk about you going to Miami, you know, and you wanted to have that moment for yourself, some things and a lot of things is for validation. And once I tell people all the time, you know, I don't really need to be validated because I am who I am because of who I am, right? So I don't really need the validation from other people, and that takes working on yourself, doing that work because I'm who I am because I've done the work.
Yes.
So it's not a like from you. It's not me posting anything and no one even acknowledges it. And I'm gonna think something wrong with the internet. You know what I'm saying? But the algorithm broke. But but honestly, I'm not gonna feel less of myself. I'm not gonna feel insecure or not worthy because I'm not getting that outside attention and validation because it's within myself where I did that in the work that matters.
Exactly. I think that's really key. And what it really boils down to is, what are you using your social media platform for? What's the intention behind the reason why you even have a profile to
in the
begin
first
with?
place? Yeah.
For me, it's to connect with my sphere, and it is for self-development, certain things, because I learned a lot from social media. I'm not gonna sit here in front. I made a whole pot pie from scratch, just from TikTok. From scratch. I didn't even know you could do that.
TikTok my jam.
TikTok is my jam. I learned so much. So it's like everything is for a tool. You know, you should be using these things for a tool.
Everything's a tool. Great point.
Yeah, use your social media as a tool. Even if you're not a business owner yourself, you can still use social media as a tool. Maybe you want to meet, you know, get a new friend group.
People couponing online. They got all different type of groups or whatever it is that you're interested in.
Yeah, I mean, explore traveling, see where you want to go next because you're referencing other people's videos and stuff. Just, you know, don't get tied into the loophole of social media. Yeah. There was a time where it didn't exist and we were fine.
Yeah.
Life was fine. It probably was better. Yeah, like it's okay.
Thank you for that. Well, thank you so much, Vershae, for that insight. And you guys, of course, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in any type of way in Milwaukee or the surrounding areas, we are definitely here to help you do those things. And it is the end of the year, and we would like to just say thank you to everyone who have supported us throughout the year. We've been able to help over 120 people so far in the year of 2025, and that would not have happened without you guys, without you sending your mom, sending your brother, sending your aunt, your best friend, your co-worker to us. So those people who refer us and speak of LRG and Levine Realty Group, we really just want to thank you for that. It means the world to us. Those who have allowed us to handle sensitive situations, situations when loved ones has passed, and what to do with the loved one homes, how to transfer the deed to another family member. We got a lot of people set up with trust. We had situations happen to where Milwaukee had a flood, and we almost felt like we were working for FEMA, helping our clients, soon-to-be clients. It was a trying time, but we all got through it together, and we look forward to 2026 to helping each and every last one of you reach your real estate goals, and not only that, to become more self-aware and to develop who you are, because it takes that to do that. So we love y'all. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. This podcast was produced by Boss Visuals Media with collaboration of Behind the Soul Sign. If you would like to start your own podcast or get more information, please click the link below.